Okay, I have to do this. Hey guys, you have no idea how happy I am to be able to say this to you. But right now I'm in Los Angeles, about to head out. I'm still finishing up getting ready here, but I'm here to finish a video that I started last year. But anyways, the reason why I'm so happy is because one, I haven't been doing a lot of filming locations, not because I don't want to, but because I just haven't been able to. I explained this in a different video, so maybe I'll make a separate video coming up soon about, anyways, but that's one of the reasons. And the other reason is because I get to finish one of my favorite filming locations, which is Clueless. So buckle up, kids. I am finally going to take you guys along with me to show you guys the filming locations of Clueless. So yeah, I am so excited to get back out there and finish this video. I mean, honestly, I wanted to finish this last year, but unfortunately things got in the way, not enough time, etc., etc. And then I stopped coming to LA because it is very tiring. You guys have no idea what I go through on a work trip, and then go out there, film, and then run back, get ready, and then go work a red eye. It's tough. So I gave myself a break from doing LA layovers a lot for a while, but I've been doing them again, and finally today I was able to rent a car. So I am so excited, and the fact that I'm getting to put this out there right around the time when this movie came out. This movie came out July 19th, which is next week, of 1995. Can you guys believe Clueless is celebrating its 30th anniversary? Can you believe it? This movie came out 30 years ago next week. So my goal is to get this video out there for you guys next week. And yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. So are you guys ready for this? Let me know. Rolling with the homies. All right, I think you guys are ready. Yes, I am so excited. I actually visited filming locations for this movie back in 2015, but I did not have a YouTube channel, so therefore all I have are some pictures. But this time when I was doing my research, I found so many more locations, so I handpicked my favorites and the ones that I thought were significant to the film. So hopefully I can get through all of them. I'm on a work trip, so you guys know the drill. When I'm on a work trip, I'm on time crunch. I have like so much time to do these locations. So without further ado, let's go check out Clueless filming locations. Yay! In My House Classic, columns date back all the way to 1972. Actually, in the movie, they're supposed to be living in Beverly Hills. We're nowhere near Beverly Hills right now. We're in Encino, California, and that is all you're gonna get to see of Cher's house, unfortunately. It is private property and behind this beautiful fence. So I'll show you as much as I can, but this is Cher's house. So that's it. This is all you're gonna get to see of Cher's house, right behind these beautiful gates. Man, I wish I could go in there. It's crazy. I saw a TikTok video where these kids were in the house, and I don't know if they rented it out or what, but they were in the house. You could see the pool, the stairs, and the front door. It was such a cool video. I'm like, how did you guys get in there? But anyways, this is Cher's house in Encino, California. If you peek right there, you can kind of see the front of the house a little bit. Just a little bit. Right there, you can kind of see. I'm pointing right in there. You kind of see a little bit. I want to go in there. All right, so this is the same street that Cher takes to pick up Dion. Yeah, but this is the same road. How cool. So now I'm at Dion's house. Oh my god, this house is gorgeous. I've seen it before. I actually have a picture of it somewhere. But that is the house right there. Oh my gosh, it's so distinctive because of that, like, kind of looks like a castle or something. But oh my gosh, there's the famous steps where Dion walks down. Like, oh my god, this is so cool. Oh, Dion, are you home? Let's go, girl. As if. So yeah, so here's Dion's house. And like I was saying, there's the famous steps. I don't want to get too close because I don't want to bother anybody, but look, there's one of those famous like statues that you can see when she's walking down. I'll go over here too so you can see. Gosh, it's so pretty. Dion. Oh my god, that house is gorgeous. Let's look over here real quick. It's Dion's house. You can also see it from over here. Look how pretty. There it is. So pretty. Cher would have parked right where that car is, and when Dion comes out, you can clearly see the steps. God, I wish I can get a little closer so you guys can really see it, but let me see. Right there, there's the famous door. She comes down the stairs and gets in the car. So cool. All right, we're gonna keep going. And a few blocks down from Dion's house is the famous stop sign. What? I totally paused. Oh, there was a stop sign. So here is the famous stop sign right there in the corner of Hillcrest Avenue, and I forgot what the other street is, but anyways, it's right there. Oh, that guy's actually stopping. Oh, he totally paused. Anyways, just like Cher, she turns the corner here, and unfortunately there's a lot of trees that are overgrown, so you can't really see the house, but you can definitely see it in the movie, but you can still see the chimney that's right there. But there it is, the famous stop sign. Okay, so welcome to Occidental College. This was the school that was used as Bronson Alcott High School in the movie. And I just got here. I do not know exactly where everything is. It looks like a pretty big school. So I'm just going to check everything out and kind of get familiar with the place and see if I can find all of the spots from the movie. So this should be exciting. Wow, this school is really big. All right, let's see. I think I'm already finding the main squad area. Yep. Yeah, I think this is the main area right here. Hold on. Before I start, I actually have here a list of all the scenes that filmed here at this college, and I kind of just want to go over everything so that I don't forget. But here is where after Cher picks up Dion at her house, they arrive here at the school, and the first thing you see is the opening shot of like the main area, which is right in front of me right now. I can see it, and you kind of just see kids just walking around, and then right after that it's when you see Cher and Dion walking and talking, and we get introduced to Murray, which is Dion's boyfriend. Also here somewhere, I gotta find it, is where Cher gives Mr. Hall coffee, and then he sits down and shares coffee with Mrs. Geist. This is also where the cafeteria area is. They used what looks like just some kind of area around here and made it look like the cafeteria area and added some tables. Supposedly here they also filmed the tennis court scenes, and we get introduced to Ty during that scene. Then we also have, let's see, yeah, we have a lot of the girls walking. So then, like, when Thai becomes, like, once they go through, like, once they make Thai look, you know, popular, you see the three of them walking also in the same area. They also show where, like, not the respectable guys sit at on the grass area. I gotta find that spot. Also, the fountain photo shoot took place here. And then they also used this area somewhere around here as the dorm where Josh's girlfriend lives at. And then there's also Ty telling everyone about her brush with death. That also took place here. And where Christian teaches Cher about art, and they're supposed to be in a museum, that was actually shot here too. So there's a lot. All right, so welcome to Bronson Alcott High School. This is the main building that you see in the establishing shot when you first see the school, and then you see Cher and Dion walking right where this gentleman is walking right here. And then you get introduced to Dion's boyfriend, which is Murray. And when he's walking up, you're gonna see the building behind him. And the girls are walking down that direction right there. This is so cool. I've always wanted to be here. And I'm never here on the weekends. And I picked up this shift so that I can be here on a Sunday. So it is perfect because, you know, school's out and I can do this with no issues. But so exciting. I can't believe I'm here. All right. Okay, so the scene kind of opens up right here. And you see all the kids walking. And then immediately after you see this on the screen, you see Dion and Cher walking. And they're actually walking down this right here. And they're facing this building right here, but they're over on this side. And then we get introduced to Dion's boyfriend, Murray. And when Murray's talking, you see this building right behind him. But yeah, this would be the establishing opening shot right here. And I think it's more like where I was before, like right about here, I think. That was cool. All right, so this is the direction that Dion and Cher were walking when Dion is explaining to Cher her dramatic relationship. And of course, Cher is, you know, doing a voiceover. And she's just like, I think Dion and Murray are in this dramatic relationship and they've seen that Ike and Tina movie way too many times. And I have to say, Dee, why didn't you put up with it? You could do so much better. And then after that is when, what's her name? When Dion is like, shh, he's coming. And then when her boyfriend comes on screen, he's actually facing this way. And as he's walking, you're gonna see this building behind him right here. But as the girls are walking, this is the view that you get. You kind of see like this. And I think you see like this building as they're walking. But yeah, it's kind of like this, I guess. I'm trying to get like a good shot for you guys, but yeah, they're walking this way and you can kind of see these buildings behind them. And then when Murray walks up, all of a sudden the camera pans this way and he's like, hold on, let me see if I remember. Yo, what's up? You've been jeeping right behind my back? She's like, jeeping? So yeah, this is the whole scene where it takes place, and that's the main building that you see. And this is also the same spot when Cher is walking and that guy holds on to her and she pushes him and she's like, as if that was here as well. In the same area. I gotta look to see exactly where, but yeah, this is where like those opening shots of the movie take place. So exciting. Woman, why don't you be answering any of my pages? Where you been all week? You been jeeping behind my back? Jeeping? That is right. This is where that famous scene happened. So many funny scenes, so classic. And as Dion and Murray start arguing, Cher is like, okay, Dee, I'm outie. And then you get the next shot, which is the whole as if scene, which I think also happened right here. So let me find the actual spot for you guys.
Again, called me up and he's all, where were you today? I'm like, my grandma.
Dion and her boyfriend Murray are in this dramatic relationship. I think they've seen that Ike and Tina Turner movie just too many times. Now I have to say to her, Dee.
Woman, why don't you be answering any of my pages?
I hate when you call me woman.
It's been all weekend. What's up? You cheating behind my back?
Cheating.
Cheap.
Okay, so for me, the as if scene took place this way. So she's walking this way towards the camera when she's doing that scene. And she's like, I don't know why Dion is going out with a high school boy. They're like nervous creatures and dogs who drool and slobber all over you. And then that's when the guy grabs her and she takes him off and she's like, get off of me. Oh, as if. That, I believe, filmed right this direction where I'm walking right now. I don't know why Dion is going out with a high school boy. They're like dogs. You gotta clean them and feed them. It's like these nervous creatures who jump and slobber all over you. Ew! Get off of me! Oh, as if. So here's the 411 on Mr. Hall. He's single, he's 47, and he earns minor ducats at a thankless job. What that man needs is a good, healthy boing fest. Unfortunately, there's a major babe drought in my school. The evil trolls from the math department were actually married.
Here's the 411 on Mr. Hall. He's single, he's 47, and he earns minor ducats at a thankless job. What that man needs is a good, healthy boink fest.
All right, so right behind me in this area right here, this is where Cher and Dion begin their little plan to convince Mr. Hall to go out with Miss Geist. And they're walking over here, and this is when Cher gives Mr. Hall her coffee so that he can share it. And he's like, what, you don't want it? I mess up my growth? I want to be 5'10", just like Cindy Crawford. So yeah, that happened all right here.
Mr. Hall, Mr. Hall, Mr. Hall. Do you drink coffee?
Oh, not from this cafeteria, but yes, under normal circumstances.
I was packing Daddy's lunch this morning. I gave him my lemon Snapple, and I took his sucky Italian roast. Do you want it?
Oh, you sure you don't want it?
All right, so the benches do look a little different, but when you look closely in that scene when Mr. Hall and Miss Geist are sitting at a bench sharing the coffee, there's some set of stairs behind them, and they're right over here. So it would match that this bench would be the one. The only thing is that I'm noticing is that the bench looked like it was more diagonal, placed over here instead. So obviously these are not the same benches. They look newer or something, and they've been all kind of placed in like specific spots. So you can definitely tell that it's been a little updated, but this would have been where the bench would have been when they were having their coffee. So cute. I'm gonna show you where the bench was, because when I'm looking at it, you can tell that it was like diagonal and it was like towards like dirt or something. There's all these leaves here, so you can't really tell, but I feel like it was right here. I'll show you. Right here. So right in this direction is where the bench was, because you can see these stairs behind them as they're sharing their coffee, but the only thing I'm noticing is that the bench was placed more diagonal. So it looks like these benches have been updated and placed in specific spots, you know, to look really cute. But yeah, I feel like And also the bench is different. I don't think it's the same bench, but yeah, I think it was placed more diagonal this way. You can definitely see this tree right here and these stairs back here. Okay, so this area that I'm in right now, this is where they set up tables to make it look like the cafeteria area. And this building right behind me, right through these doors, is when Cher first comes out, and she's wearing this cute little hat, and everybody starts clapping when she walks out because everybody's so happy about their improvements in their grades. But anyways, this is the door that she comes out, and she walks this way and does a little curtsy like right about over here.
The entire student body was utterly grateful for the improvement in their grades.
Okay, so there's another scene that filmed here with the girls eating. They're sitting down, and they set up the tables right over here on this side over here, and they're sitting, and in the background I think you can see this tree as well as all this stuff back here. But yeah, they're kind of sitting down and they're talking, and Ty comes up and sits down, and she's telling them how she just met the best guy, and they're like, describe, and I forget everything she says, but I know she's like straight up, he offered me some smokes. And that's when they're talking about Travis. And so when she's like, oh, there he is, when they show Travis, the camera pans from over here to the door where Travis comes out, and he comes out at this door right here. Back then, you had these bars that are right here, also on these windows, which I see that are no longer there. But when he comes out of the door, you can see those bars on these windows right here. And then they pan back to them sitting right here talking. Yeah, that's where that scene took place. And then when they keep telling them that no respectable girl actually dates them, and they show those guys on the lawn, this is the spot right here. It's literally right across from where they were sitting over here and everything. This is the spot where you see all those guys sitting on the lawn. This is like the area where no respectable girl would actually date the guys that were sitting over here. So another scene that shot right here was a really quick shot when a girl comes up to Cher and asks if it's true that Ty got jumped by some gang members, and she's like, that's not true. Alright, so I can't really figure out how to get in here, but I think this is where they shot the tennis court scenes. It looks a little different to me, but since I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to get down there, I just wanted to show you guys at least the view from up here. But yeah, I'm not really sure, but this might be the spot where they filmed it or not, unless there's another tennis court. And then I'm wondering if no, that's not it. I'm also looking for the football court because I feel like they filmed a scene there too. Either way, this might be the spot, but I'm not sure. All right.
I felt so satisfied. I wanted to do more good deeds.
So they would have been standing, I think, right alongside over here. And there's the track that you can see behind Ty when she's talking. You can probably see it better from over this direction over here. I stood over here earlier, but I wasn't entirely sure that this is where they had filmed. But I'm pretty sure this is it. So yeah, alongside over there is where they filmed, and then you see the track and field behind her, which is over here. So that's as much as I can show you guys from this spot. Another scene that filmed right here is with Ty, Cher, and Dion, and Cher and Dion are kind of giving Ty the 411 on all the cliques and squads here at school, and they kind of show you around where some of them are sitting. So at some point, I believe they show the camera over on that direction, and there's a group of them sitting on the grass right under a tree, and I think that was over there. They show you Dion's boyfriend with the richest school, or the richest kid in school. So I think they're, at some point, they're all kind of sitting around these areas when they're showing you all the different cliques and stuff. So cool. I mean, there's so much that filmed here. You know, I know that they used this entire area, but now I want to go ahead and try and find the other spots, because I actually have been here for a little while.
An hour, it takes that long to get there.
Besides, it's just local bogies. Do you guys think the Travis is gonna be there? Ty, I thought we moved on. Don't sell yourself.
All right, and now we're at the famous fountain. This is where the famous photo shoot takes place, and Cher is taking all the pictures, and she's trying to hook up Ty with Elton, but this is where it took place. It's so exciting. Of course, the fountain was working in the movie. Who knows how long this fountain has been, you know, unservable, but it's just so cool to be here. I cannot believe this is like, I love that scene, especially when Cher pulls Ty to the side and starts taking pictures, and with her little curls on the side. Love that scene. Yay! So right about here, this angle, hopefully I got it right, is where they were all sitting, taking those pictures. Oh my God, it's so exciting. I love these light bulbs up here. I don't know if that was here when they filmed. I would have to look closely at the shots, but this is it. And you know, the camera kind of pans from left to right a lot, especially when Cher asks Elton to get closer to Ty. Then it kind of just zooms in on Ty and Elton. And I think Ty was over here, Elton, I forget the other girls' names, and then it would have been Murray and Dion, I think, on this side. I probably have that all wrong, but anyways, just to be sitting here right now, taking this shot with you guys, so exciting. So in that scene, at first you get like a wide angle shot like this. Then I think at some point the camera pans this way, and then at some point it's all the 4 girls sitting there taking a picture, and it kind of zooms in like this. And then when Cher, I think, says smile, the camera is just focusing on Murray and Dion, and then they show whoever is in the middle, and then you see Ty all by herself over here. Then at some point it zooms in on Ty, and that's when she asks Elton to put her arm around her, so you get like that shot. And then I believe you get another wide angle shot. It moves around a lot. And then you also get Cher, who's standing over here taking pictures. So you'll get a shot of Cher a lot standing over here. And she's like, get a little closer and smile. I'm trying to remember all her lines. Elton, put your arms around her. But yeah, she would have been standing right here. And I can't remember how close the camera is to her face, but it's pretty close. And then I'm trying to figure out when Cher asked Ty to come here, I wonder, you know what, I'm seeing, because it's like a bush of flowers, and there's not really much around here like that. So I don't know if they just had like different bushes back then. But when they zoom back to Cher, and she's like, doesn't she look gorgeous? She's still standing, and you can still see these arches behind her. So if that scene was like camera, like, what do you call it, movie magic, and they shot the Ty scene somewhere else and then back to this scene for her holding the camera, but there's not really anything around here that would resemble a bush like that. I'm like seeing this pretty tree over here and I'm like, what is this? That's really pretty. But anyways, just kind of wanted to show you guys around anyway, but this is where that scene filmed. So excited. Okay, well, I think that's about it for this scene here. I'm going to take, of course, a lot of pictures now, so if you guys want to check those out, don't forget to follow me on my Instagram account, Leslie Love Film Locations. So one thing that I found really interesting is that the dorm room where Josh's girlfriend lives was also filmed here at Occidental College, and it's right here, right behind me. This is the building that they used as the dorm room where Josh's girlfriend lives. And it's actually the Weingard Center for Liberal Arts building. So if you're looking for it, this is it. So here it is. Here's the building that they used for the dorm room. How crazy. Okay, so the way that scene opens up, the car pulls up from this direction and stops right about here. And I think it's like kind of a closer shot. You can clearly see that tree in the shot. And then they show a shot of Cher from the car, and she's talking and stuff. And then when he gets off the car with his girlfriend, they show the building and they show them going up the stairs, but it's like a really close-up shot this way, and then they pan over to right here, and there's Christmas lights all around here, and that's when like they look like they're arguing, and then eventually he gives her a kiss. Ew!
Ew. My life is turning into a...
So towards the end of the movie, Cher wants a makeover, but this time she wants to make over her soul. And she starts thinking about what makes people interesting. And then she thinks that, or then she realizes that all her friends all are special in their own way. Like, for example, Christian. And this building right here, this is when Christian is showing Cher art. And basically she's saying that Christian always, he always wants everything to be beautiful and interesting. And that scene took place right there. So right here is when Christian is showing Cher art, and there's a voiceover of Cher saying that, like Christian, he always wants everything to be beautiful and interesting. I also think that when they're showing Murray and Dion being very cute together after Cher wants to make over her soul, I think they were sitting in a bench over here somewhere, because I can see some steps and this building, what I think is this building behind them. So right here, you can actually see the fountain right here, but this is where they put that sign that read, "Donations needed for the Pismo Beach disaster relief." I could be wrong, because in that scene you can't really tell because the background is really close, but I think this is where they set up the tables right here, and Cher was sitting at one of the tables here for the Pismo Beach disaster relief. She was trying to get people to sign up, but I think they were placed here. I'm not entirely sure, but it kind of looked like it. So if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the field where Cher tries to convince her PE teacher to raise her C to a B. I think that might be it. Can't really get in there because of the fence, as you can see, but I think this is where that scene shot. Okay, this could be a total long shot, but I feel like because there's a couple of flowers here, I wonder if they shot a brief scene here when Cher pulls Ty to the side and grabs a flower so that she can hold it for the photo shoot. I wonder if they shot it right here. I'm actually at the parking lot right now, and I believe also here in this parking lot, I don't know if I'm right, but I think this is when Cher and Dion were kind of hiding and spying on Mrs. Geist and Mr. Hall. So it could be.
I felt impotent and out of control, which I really hate. I needed to find sanctuary in a place where I could gather my thoughts and regain my strength.
That's right, the building behind me was the building that was used as the exteriors for the mall. It looks very different from the last time I was here. When I was here in 2015, the mall looked almost exactly like it did in the movie. I actually have a picture and I'm going to post it right here. But yeah, it's kind of sad because it looks very different. I'm going to turn the camera around so you guys can really see what it looks like now. But it looks like it's gone through a lot of renovations since the last time I've seen it. It still says West Side Pavilion on it, but yeah, it's just very, very different. And it's closed now. It's permanently closed for now. Or I don't know. I don't know if it's closed for good, but it looks like it's going through another renovation. So let me show it to you guys. All right, so here is the mall and what it looks like these days. There we go. So yeah, you can barely even tell because there was like these particular windows on the mall when they showed it to you. But as you can see over there, it says West Side Pavilion. Yeah, it's very sad. It's very sad because it doesn't look anything like it did. Actually, let me, I'm gonna back up back here a little bit because it's this whole mall right here. So I think this is the angle that you see right here when they show the mall. So yeah, in the movie, the entrance of the mall looked like it was in the middle. There was 2 small windows on the right and then 3 on the left. And then there was like something above the entrance. And then right in the entrance in the middle, it said West Side Pavilion. And now is over here on all the way on the left. Yeah, it's so sad. I'm so sad this is so different. All right, this will be it for this location. We're gonna have to make a cameo at the Val party. And it's right here. So the house has gone through a renovation. I believe it was completely demolished and now it's this one. The only thing that remains that looks the same is the steps in the front. Other than that, this house has completely changed. But this is the Val party house, and we're not even in the valley, by the way. Don't ask me where, but this is not the valley. All right, so there it is. I gotta find the exact shot from the movie, but as you could tell, there's steps in the front. That's probably the only thing that looks the same. But there's the Val party house. Okay, so I think they parked their car literally up front. So I think the angle was literally up front, so like maybe right here. And of course there was no gate back then, and it's a different house, but I think the car was right up front like this. So welcome to Circus Liquor. This is where Cher and Elton stop because he's been harassing her in the car. And she's just like, he's trying to like kiss her and stuff, and he pulls over, and this is where he pulls over too. And as you can see, this place looks pretty much the same like it did back when it filmed, but that thing right there. If it wasn't for that, I'm telling you, like, it wouldn't even matter. But it was a night shot, so everything looks a little different. And of course the Circus Liquor was light up, but it's so cool to be here. Okay, so the scene opens up kind of like right about here. And when the car pulls up right here. Then they start talking in the car. And, you know, well, before they even pulled over, basically she was trying to convince him that he should get with Ty, and he's like, why would I get with Ty? You know, like, do you even know who his father is, Cher? So, you know. So anyways, so after, you know, they start arguing, she's like, leave me alone, gets out of the car. He tries to convince her to get back into the car. And eventually he's like, all right, fine. And he leaves. And she gets stranded here. But when that whole thing is happening, she's actually facing this building right here. And eventually the guy comes, you know, and tries to take her money. And she would have been laying like maybe right around here. So I think the car would have been parked right about here, and they're inside the car talking and stuff, and she's like, you're a snob and a half. And she gets out of the car. When she gets out of the car, you see this building behind her, and it actually said pack and mail, but I think the angle is more like over here maybe. So like more here, and then the angle kind of changes when she starts walking. And then eventually you get a wide angle shot. Oops. This way right here. All right, so this is kind of the angle that you see when you get a wide angle shot. And she's standing right about here. And she's like, where are you going? And then the next scene kind of takes place over here again. You don't understand. This is an alaya. And a what? You know, it's like a totally important designer. So this is where Cher was about standing, right about here, when she got mugged and got her purse and her telephone taken away from her. So I think this is about where she was standing when the guy is trying to take her purse and her phone from her. Because you can see this building behind her here. And maybe right about when he takes the phone and makes her get on the ground, and she's like, no, you don't understand, this is an alaya. I think maybe here is where she would have been. So sad for Cher. But anyways, yeah, back here on this wall it said pack and mail, and of course you got the famous Circus Liquor clown right here. But anyways, that's it for this location. Now I'm approaching the restaurant where the girls go to eat, and they're having a very personal conversation about their love lives. I never knew of this location until a couple of years ago, maybe, and I'm not sure what it looks like. I don't know if anyone's sitting at that same table. I don't really want to sit down and eat, so I'm going to do my best to show you guys the table where they were. If somebody's sitting there, I'll just quickly take a video and leave. But I'm excited to go see it. Okay, so this is the restaurant right here. They never show you the restaurant from the outside, but that is what it looks like if you're looking for it. It's called Kabuki Japanese Restaurant. That's where we're headed. So I'm inside the restaurant. I decided to come in and buy a little something. That way I can just, you know, relax for a little bit. Since this is my last location anyway. I'm sitting at the same booth that they were sitting at. Cher was here. No, wait. No, Cher was where I was sitting. And then, I forget what's her name. Thank you. And then, we had Ty and Dion on this side, and Cher was where I was sitting. So I'm basically sitting where Cher was sitting. So cool. And I'm gonna break the scene. It's a very quick shot of the restaurant. They pan, and they pan over to their table, and then they talk for a little while. So it pans from the two girls sitting in front of me and then to Cher as they're talking. So I'll try to break it down as much as I can. This is so cool. All right, so when this scene opens, it pans from this way, and then it shows the booth right here, and the girls are sitting right here. Like I said, Ty was here, Dion was here, and Cher was here. And then it kind of just pans over from Cher sitting here and the two girls sitting right there. So, but yeah, this was their booth right here.
Look at him. Ooh, babe. Oh, break me off a piece of that. Doable. Ooh, I hate muscles.
You know, I don't really care either way. Cher is saving herself for Luke Perry.
So now I'm sitting on the same side as Ty and Dion. I'm sitting directly on the same spot as Dion, actually. But I ended up having a ginger dressing salad and edamame, really, really good. Also, this place used to be called Crocodile Cafe back when they filmed. So I don't know what kind of food they used to have, but that's probably why it also looks different, because now this is more like sushi and that type of food. So cool. All right, so the first location I'm gonna go to is here in Long Beach, and it's Shoreline Drive. So this is supposed to be the scene when Dion accidentally gets on the highway. It's not actually a highway, it's just a road that does resemble a highway, and the way that you can tell that it's the correct spot is because of the buildings. Now, I don't know how I'm going to get that shot because I'm going to be driving. If I can find a spot to stop and get some angles, I will. But if not, I'm just going to show it as best as I can. But yeah, they're driving during that time. So let's go check it out. I'm going to go ahead and record here because I'm pretty sure this is the spot. I don't know how much further, but I feel like this would be where they entered. See, there's like an entrance there, and there's an overpass right here. So I really do feel like they were coming from this direction forward. So I'm gonna turn around, like I said, and get video from the other side, and then hopefully something matches up when I edit. Because there's really not much I can do, and as you can see, it's not like I'm going to get off the car somewhere and show you this, but
in a quarter mile you will arrive at your destination.
And see, I'm supposed to be in West Shoreline Drive, which is all of this here. So yeah.
What the hell? Yeah, you're getting on the freeway.
What?
Go turn right. Get out of the lane. No. Okay, get in position. Just get out the lane. What's wrong?
Okay, so here I am. Look at that beautiful sign right there. Okay, so here I am going back the other direction, and I've had a hard time trying to get back to this spot. So it's gonna have me turn on Ocean Boulevard because that's where those buildings were. But as you can see, this kind of resembles a highway. Especially like these overpasses here. And then here are the buildings that you start to see in the shot. So see this, oh my God, this is it. This is it. This is when they first get into the freeway. But yeah, here's the buildings that you would see. And I'm gonna stop the camera now. Okay, so now we're inside of the mall where they shot Ty's brush with death scene, and it actually happened up this escalator right here and up there. So I'm gonna show you guys where those scenes actually took place, and yeah, go from there. All right, so here are the same escalators that Cher and Christian were going up. watching, this would have been the angle if it would have been the same angle, but it wasn't. Actually, the angle was taken from here facing the other way. This is what the area looks like now. As you can see, they still have chairs. Actually, I don't know if they had tables. I think it was only chairs. But over here is where Ty had her brush with death, right over there. That area right over there. So crazy.
Wasn't a blast to hang out with. He was becoming one of my favorite shopping partners.
So is the red. Where's Ty?
Oh, she met some random guys at the Foot Locker and escorted them right over there.
Is it James Dean or Jason?
So the one thing that I'm noticing that it's different is that back then they had white benches. They had one here, and I think they had one over here. But as far as anything else is concerned, it looks pretty much the same, which is kind of cool. This is where that famous scene filmed right here. Really cool about that scene, that shot, is that the Foot Locker is actually right down there. You can't see it from here, but in the movie she mentions the Foot Locker and it's actually right down there. So yeah, you can't see it from here, but there is a Foot Locker right down. Hey, there's a Foot Locker right there. So that's really cool. Ty starts screaming over here because those guys have her on the ledge. Christian runs over, pushes the guys, and grabs her, and then Ty comes back over here, and Cher grabs the bags, and I think they walk off this way. But let me show you guys the area over here, because I think when Christian comes to save Ty, I think the angle's right here maybe, and then at some point you also get this angle from this side. You also get this angle as well. And then at some point too, you get an angle from down looking up too. So I'm gonna have to get that angle as well. If anything, I'll just get a picture and then just, post it to my Instagram. So in this scene, the number 22 is seen in front of this store when Dion is in this scene. So I'm gonna go ahead and press play so you can see it again.
Check it. Murray's geometry class is right by Ellen's locker, and taped up inside is the picture we took of Ty.
Not entirely sure about this, but when you're watching Dion talking to Cher towards the middle of the movie and also in the beginning of the movie, she's supposed to be standing in front of a wet seal. And if you look closely at one of the scenes, there's a 22, like the number 22, like on the bottom. And if you see this one right here, it's 22A. So maybe this one was 22 because that one says 23. So I think that it might have been this one right here. This might have been wet seal and she was standing in front of that. Or the Aldo, one of the two, but it's one of these right here, which is super close to where everything else filmed, which is right up there. So that's cool. Okay guys, so now I'm in the spot where Cher does her driving test. She's actually coming down this road right here, and it's that same road that she almost hits a guy on a bike. She's like, oh, should I leave him a note? That happened right there. I'm gonna turn the camera around and show you. And when the guy, the driver guy, the guy who's doing the test for her, he gets all upset, obviously. I mean, she almost killed somebody. So he makes her pull over, and this is where they pull over, right over here. So I'm gonna show you each scene, break it down, and then we'll go to the next one. Okay, so this is the road that they're coming down right here, and I believe I would have to look at it, but it's either right here or a little further down that she almost hit someone, but then when he asked her to pull over, they pull over right there. So I'm gonna walk a little bit down to see exactly where it was, but I feel like it's a little ways down. Okay, so this is the exact spot right here where she hits the parked car. And the car parked would have been exactly where this car is. And it was more of a tight shot. You can see these trees and those street signs over there. If you zoom into that shot, you can actually make out that street sign right there, which is Burlingame Avenue. But this is it. This is where she hit the parked car. Right here. Okay, I moved a little bit because if you notice in that shot, the white line isn't cut like it was back there. It's more of a solid white line right here. But yeah, if you look good in that shot, you can see that street sign right there that says Burlingame Avenue, and you can see the Bristol, the Bristol Avenue sign that's behind as well in that shot. And there used to be more trees right here, and those trees have been cut off. But this is the spot right here. Sorry, and this is the spot. I have a car right behind me, so I'm gonna stand right here. A little bit has changed, but not too much. That tree was more full, but this is the spot right here when they pull over and she gets out of the car and they switch positions so that he can take the wheel instead. And unfortunately, Cher fails her driver's test. But it happened right here, guys. By the way, in that shot, you can see faintly the red paint right there, and you can see the sewage and this thing right here. So anyways, that'll be it for this spot. All right, guys, now welcome to Rodeo Drive. As you can see behind me, you're gonna find this building behind me as Cher is contemplating life and who she really loves. You'll see this building behind her, and you'll also see her walking down these steps right here. And then eventually she keeps walking, she passes a few stores, and then she ends up at the fountain where she realizes that she loves Josh. So I'll show you guys around. Okay, this looks a lot better now. Also, there's people left. Okay, so the scene kind of opens up like right here, I believe. And it's like zoomed in like this. Maybe no, I think it starts like right over here. Maybe here. And then it kind of pans over like this. As she's walking down the stairs, it looks like it gets closer, and then it zooms back into that fountain. Walking past, you'll see her coming right the corner right here, and you'll see Tiffany. There used to be a different Tiffany sign at the window, but she keeps walking. I believe she kind of walks this way a lot. This is where she's contemplating, and she's like, what is my problem? And she realized that Ty's her pal. And then I believe when she sees this window right here is when she says, "Ooh, I wonder if they have that in my size." I think that's where it is. So that's the Tiffany's, and that's the one she walks past. And you'll see Tiffany. You actually notice these like square columns as she gets to this window right here, and this is when she notices something and wonders if they have it in her size. And it ends right about here. But yeah, so pretty much a lot of these stores look different. I don't think none of these look the same. Even the Tiffany's looks different. Like the windows didn't look like that, and it said Tiffany & Co. right here. But this is it. This is Rodeo Drive. where she was contemplating her life. See that building, but it's like a closer shot like this. I don't think you see the street signs. That might be like, let me get out of this way. It's maybe like right here or so. You can see all of this. But this is the road she's walking on. And I believe she goes down this way. After Cher is walking down those shops in Beverly Hills, and she wonders if they have that in her size, she's then seen walking in front of this house right here, which is known as the witch's house, or the witch house. Super popular spot. Like if there's like a what are those, like what do you call them, like it's where they take you on like a tour bus, the tour buses. When I was here last time, a tour bus stopped and all these people were getting off to see this, and it was starting to get dark. That's why I decided to come back and show you guys the house. But yeah, this is the house from that quick second that she's just walking past it. So let's go take a look at it. So it's right here, and it's owned by this rich guy. I wish I could remember his name, but he seems very, very nice because I saw him on a TikTok video, and the guy asked to go inside, and he took him inside, which was so cool. But look at this. I don't think this was here last time I came. Look how cute. But I'm going to show you the house, and then I'm going to show you the quick scene. Oh my God, this is such a cool house. Look at this. And all the little details. Do you guys see all the birds? I thought they were real the first time I came, but no, these are a bunch of like fake birds that are all around the property. And I hate to bother, but just look how beautiful this house is and all the details to this house. There is a pond, which I don't know if you can see it. Just look at that. And then just every little detail around the house, the brickwork. Look at the brickwork. Please don't pick the berries, the witch. But yeah, you got all these like cute little things, little details. Look at the light fixture right there. Isn't that beautiful? But yeah, just you can kind of see through there. And I'm gonna bring you around the other way. There's an actual witch as well. But you know what I love so much too is that little bridge right there. But you guys should look up that video because you can see inside the house and it's really cool. I love this right here, the tile work. Gorgeous. And I'll bring you guys around this way. There's the pond right there. Oh, that house is so pretty. Yeah, look at all the birds up here. All the little birds. I guess, what do you call those? Like, I forgot what you call these, but there's a bunch of them right there. God, it's so pretty. And then there's a witch over here. Look at the witch. Look at the witch. She's just hanging on the tree right there. Oh my God, that's so cool. Yeah, you could see like the pond. God, this house is so cool. But anyways, Cher is seen walking, and it's taken from across the street. So I'm gonna have to cross the street and show you the angle. But it's such a quick spot, or such a quick scene, that if you're not paying attention, you probably didn't even notice. But yeah, isn't this such a cool house? I freaking love it. Anyways, I'm just admiring again. Oh, by the way, I couldn't think of the name of these birds, but I feel like those are like crows, right? Is that what you call those, like crows? Anyways. Man. If I could go in there, I would be so happy. Anyways, let's get this scene and head to the next spot. Okay, so sadly, because of all the trees now, you can barely even see the house, but the angle was from back here. And you see her walking from over here down this direction right here, which they made it seem like the shops were like walking distance, and they're not, by the way. But yeah, it's sad because all the bushes and the trees now really cover up the house. It wasn't like it was in the movie. And even when I came back in 2015, I think it was. I'll provide pictures of like the first time that I visit filming locations for Clueless. I didn't make videos back then. It did look a lot better. So I'm gonna show some pictures at some point. But anyways, I think this is the angle right here, I guess. I'm actually gonna zoom in too, because I feel like that is a tighter shot. But yeah, so you see her walking right here, and she kind of kicks like that or something when she gets to right about here, and she just keeps walking. She has a shopping bag in her hand. So here's the scene right here. Okay, so from the witch's house, you can literally walk to the fountain right down the sidewalk here. And the witch's house is in this neighborhood here. So that was really cool, because the last time I came here, I parked at Beverly Hills, like the Rodeo Drive area, because I needed to go there as well. I'm not going to that spot this time. I just want to come back to the fountain because there's a lot of inconsistencies with this location. I've seen people post Cher as she's facing the wrong building. And if you really look at that scene, I'm going to show you guys this scene first and then break it down so you can really see, because this sidewalk that I'm on right now, I believe is the same sidewalk that she comes out of and then walks in front of the fountain and then stops and realizes that she's in love with Josh. So I'm gonna show you. Okay, so this is the electric fountain, which I found out last time, right before I came, that they also filmed a music video here. I believe it's the, oh, I forget the name of the band. They're an 80s band. I don't know. I can't remember the name of the band right now. I'll put it down. But they filmed that music video here, and they were all over the fountain. But anyways, Cher comes from this direction. So if she's coming from this direction, this is the way that she would be coming, and stops right here. So what you should be seeing in the background is that building that says Beverly Hills. And I'm seeing some pictures and of people posing, of taking that shot with some of these buildings in the background, and I don't think that's correct. I think what you're seeing in the background is this. So I'm gonna look at that scene a few times to double check. I also think that shot was done with an aerial shot at first, so it's not gonna look the same. Also, I forgot my tripod, so I won't be able to be in the shot. I do have a small little one. Let me show it to you guys. I have this with me that I've been using to make like my unboxing videos. So I can probably use this a little bit, like maybe prop it over here, but I won't be able to do too much. But I can probably prop it here and take a few shots, but hold on.
Okay, so he's kind of a Baldwin. What would he want with Ty? She can make him happy. Josh needs someone with imagination, someone to take care of him.
Okay, so you guys saw the clip, right? This is what I think, this is the shot that I think Cher came out of. She comes from here, but that first part is taken from above. So I'm gonna stand here, probably not the best idea, but it's taken from up above this way. And as she gets closer to the camera then pans down, and you'll see this right here. And at first she's kind of facing sideways, and then she faces the camera. So the angle changes a few times, but I'm telling you guys that she's facing that building back there. Or I'm saying the background is that right there. So I don't know. I saw a few pictures that were not correct, and it was throwing me off, but I'm telling you the shot is like right here. but it's like from above, and it kind of just opens up like this. It's really hard to get it exactly like hers, but it's like somewhere here. And then I don't know how far the camera was. And then it was also a night shot too, so, you know, use your imagination. But the really cool thing is that when she realizes she loves Josh, the water rises higher. And I know that happens at some point, so I'm gonna try to get that when it happens. But anyways, I'm gonna take a few pictures and wait for it. Oh, there it goes. And then it's cool because there's like really cool lighting as well that I'm not able to show. But yeah, this is kind of the shot somehow, I don't know. I know that people think also that she could have been coming from that spot, but I really think it's that one. I'm gonna just post a picture right here. You see that right there? The angle of that? Now watch this when I put the picture in there. Tell me that's not the same spot. I think it is. So again, I'm gonna put it right there. Just look at that spot. I'm telling you, it was right here. Okay, I looked at the shot again. And I think, I was standing right here, but I think it's more over here because you can see all of, like you can see this more that way. So I feel like that shot, I'm gonna stand up here, is taken from here. Like I said, from up above this way. And then when she starts getting closer, the camera angle gets wider and a tight shot, and then you kind of see this. You kind of see this in the shot as she gets closer. So the camera angle kind of looks low, and then she kind of stands like here, like in front of this. So I think she's like right here when she realizes she loves Josh. And I don't know if it was a closer shot there. And then like I said, the water gets higher, perfect. And she realizes that she loves Josh right there. I'm telling you, I really do think it's right here. But I think right about here is when she realizes that she loves Josh. Right here, more consistent to the front of the statue. I wish you could see it at night too, because I think it would look different. And I want to say that this still lights up the way that it did in the movie, but I'm not sure. I don't know, I really wanted to come back here because I felt the first time I came, I didn't do a very good job. So I'm just trying to get as much angles and stuff as I can. But I feel like too, there was a lot of lower shots too. So I'm bending down a little bit here. I love Josh. Now I am in Long Beach and it's a beautiful day. I can see the Queen Mary right in front of me. And this is actually where they shot the skateboarding scenes in the movie. You know, when Ty's looking up at Travis. Sorry, I got distracted. So when Ty's looking up at Travis and Cher can see the sparks between them. So yeah, that's where this scene filmed. Now, it's really hard to tell because I'm pretty sure things are looking very different these days than it did back then. But in one of the scenes when Travis is skateboarding, you can see the Queen Mary behind him. So I'm gonna try to find the spot where you can kind of tell where it was. You can also see rocks and the water. So that would be this side over here. And there's the Queen Mary. There we go, right there. So somewhere near here is where they shot those scenes. So I'm gonna look for them. By the way, you guys gotta check out this place. I believe this is called Shoreline Park. Correct me someone if I'm wrong, but look at the lighthouse. And this is just so pretty. There's Queen Mary right there. So I don't know exactly where they would have filmed the scene. I'm guessing they like set up the ramps and stuff, maybe like in a parking lot, because I don't know that they would have done it. I don't know, but the girls are sitting on the grass at some point. Huh, look at this. All right, I don't know, I'm gonna keep looking and hopefully I could find what I'm looking for. But there's the Queen Mary, like I was saying. You can definitely see that in the shot. All right, I'm gonna keep walking and then I'll let you guys know if I find anything. That looks like Coronado Springs. I keep looking back at the scene. As soon as the scene starts, they're showing the guys on the ramp going, you know, from side to side. When you look at that scene, I'm gonna pause it for you guys so you can see, but you'll see the Queen Mary, right? But then there's also palm trees, like palm trees on, I think on both sides, and you see the Queen Mary. The only palm trees I can see are back here. So, I don't know. It's making it a little hard to, the thing is, like, if I go too far down here, you're not going to be able to see it from down here. Unless it's over there. But I made it over to the other side. That was a pretty long walk. As you can see now, I have palm trees around me, so that's good. I also have the Queen Mary behind me, right there. So I feel like they set up the ramp in the parking lot right here somewhere. So what I think, this is just me, I don't know. But what I think they put the ramp, I think they put it here because what I'm seeing is this building behind, behind the girls. When the girls are sitting down on the ground looking up at the ramp, you can see this building in the background. And what you mostly see is like that and this little thing here. And there was a flag at the end of this pole, but that is the building that I'm seeing. So they could have set up the ramp here, right? Like set up the ramp here. And then when the girls are talking and they're, I think Cher grabs like a coffee or something, that could have been over there. There's more grassy area over there where I was earlier. And then I guess when, you know, the only thing that doesn't make sense is that when the ramp goes like this, you can see Queen Mary. So unless that scene was taken from, let me see, from this side that way, then you could probably see Queen Mary. So let me see. Let me kind of stand in a spot where you could probably see. I just talked to an employee and I showed her the video, the movie clip, and she's saying the building that you can see in the background is actually this building. It looks a little different. To me, it looks more like this one, but she's saying it's this one, which does make sense though. It's closer where you can see Queen Mary, but I gotta get going. I have other locations I need to get to, but just know for sure that they filmed here and they set up the ramp somewhere in this parking lot right here. So that's good enough for me. There's Queen Mary. The girls were probably, I don't know. Let me see. I'm gonna say that they were probably talking. Man, that helicopter. There's not a lot of grassy area here. Maybe in that grassy area, because there's not much here. So they probably were talking somewhere over here, because you can't see the water behind them, and I think this is the view that you're seeing when they're talking. So maybe in this grassy area over here is where they were probably talking. All right, that's gonna do it for this location. Back to the hotel. I'm super excited because I'm finally done with this video. I cannot wait to edit this video and see how it turns out. Unfortunately for me, I have to hurry up and get ready soon to go work a red eye. Oh my gosh. So I did skip one location today that I had on my list, and it's the scene when Josh is helping Cher to drive, and at some point he's like, do you want to practice parking? And she's like, what's the point? Everywhere you go has valet. So yeah, and all you get is a wide angle shot at some point and you can see the road, But other than that, every part in that scene, it's a close-up shot of them talking inside of the car. So I'm like, I don't think it was that important, really. So yeah, I skipped that one. But I'm really happy that I finally got this video done. And yeah, I mean, I look forward to doing more filming locations, guys. Trust me that if I could do them all the time, I would, but I don't have the means to do it. I need to take it easy for a little bit, pay off some stuff, and then I'll try to get back into them. But you are going to still see them sprinkling here and there. You know, it's not like I'm giving up on filming locations, but I definitely want to put out different things out there because I want my channel to stay active. So yeah, if you're here, you know, because you really like my channel, and then yeah, awesome. I'm glad you're here, and I hope you stay. So that'll be it for this video, guys. Happy 30th anniversary to Clueless. This movie, man, I can never get enough of this movie. I'm actually gonna go home after this and I'm gonna watch it. And I'm also gonna try to see it in theaters. I want to say it's coming up next week, and I only have like 2 days off. I usually have 3 days off after flying everywhere, so I don't know if I can see it in theaters, but I hope so. But anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have loved this video, and I will see you on the next video. Take care. Bye.